And we are live. Okay, we will see if people join, but we are here at least. Hello, T1W. I'm just gonna call you T1. Hello. Welcome. I may give it a bit of time and then we'll start into. Give it a bit of time and then we will get going. Yep, so hope everyone's having a good day so far. Mine's been okay. I just kind of woke up like a couple hours ago and I showered and now I'm here. So yeah, we'll give it until like 11:30 and then we will get it going. Yep, let's just we'll give it a bit of time. Good morning, SB. Good morning, Coop. Yes, we are in fact here. Yep, so we will just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Hey Ava, welcome, welcome. We're just gonna give it. Coop's question: would you go max speed on Weavile or just have speed? I don't see why you would go max speed for Weavile. I guess like, yeah, because there aren't like a Scarfers that Weavile outspeeds with max speed anyway. Like everything on the team, if it's at +1, will outspeed you. Or, I mean, I don't know Honchkrow. Actually, I'm pretty sure Honchkrow still outspeeds you with Scarf. So going like, there's nothing really worth running max speed for, right? Like, why not just creep the Mismag and get some bulk? Maybe helps you take a Sucker Punch from Honchkrow, helps you take a Surf from Suicune or something. You know, it's not much, but with Suicune and maybe it helps you take like a hit from Shaman so you can 2-hit KO with Ice Punch, stuff like that. I think you would probably want the bulk here. Like, it doesn't really matter. There's no reason to run that extra speed in this matchup, so why would you? Yeah, at least that's in my view. I can see an argument for like going max speed there. Yeah, Adamant is probably pretty nice here as well. I agree on that point. Yeah, I do generally agree on that point. Hey, it is 11:30. I guess we'll get started. So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Yeah, welcome everyone. So we are going to get going. On the first game, we have Joshua Gaines versus Free Day. I'm not sure. I think Joshua might have already played a game. I don't remember. I mean, so obviously a lot more games have been played, so it's hard to track what we watched on stream already. So we do see on the left Joshua Games on the right Friday. Friday's quite a solid old gym player. He's done really well in a lot of ADV tours and most DVP things I've seen him in. He's done pretty well. Just a very solid player. And Joshua, again, like as I say a lot, I don't know him, but it doesn't mean he can't win this. Definitely upset potential. So looking at the matchup, Friday Suicune is bonkers here. Joshua has like nothing for us, like trying to boom on it a couple times, which is easier said than done. Like, I will admit, Joshua's team, like, just looking at it, did not respect Suicune in drafting, which I think you have to respect Suicune in drafting. Suicune and Raikou are two Pokemon that in drafting, like, you have to make sure you have an answer to them or they can just run away with the game, and I'm really worried about Suicune just running away with the game here. The Infernape is pretty good, though, on Joshua's side. Suicune's obviously the only thing I can really take it on, and Suicune doesn't want to take too much damage early. So that's something. Kingdra looks pretty good. Like, you have Shaman, you have Suicune, but either of them want to take Specs Dracos, especially Suicune, because Suicune would be forced to rest. Shaman can Synth, but if it's in the rain already, then Shaman can't really stay, but it'll be forced to rest, Nature, Current, switch out. So, Kingdra and Fairy both have pretty good offensive matchups here, I will say. Friday's Heatran is quite scary. Nothing really switches into it outside of like Claydol, but Claydol has no recovery, and Magma Storm probably 2 KO, so it's higher base power in this generation. Oh, yeah. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. There's a Mismag mirror. I do think Joshua's Mismag is looking a little better because Honchkrow is obviously the worst Pokemon on Weavile. Weavile can just outspeed and pursuit trap it, whereas Honchkrow is slower. But overall, I mean, I feel like Joshua has like some mons that are better, but Friday's Suicune is just so devastating here. It's hard for me to give the matchup to Joshua, and Suicune kind of just like runs away with it on its own. I think I have to lean Friday slightly just because Suicune is so nasty here. But Joshua definitely can break through. I just have to play very, very well around it. Okay, let's get into the game then. We'll go Joshua on the left and Friday on the right. So we see a Nidoking lead into Bronzong. So fire off a taunt, no rocks for Joshua. And throwing Super Fang. And oh my god, that is a very slow Nidoking. That's only doing 22. What the hell? That's like a Fizz-Dep Nidoking to take on Infernape. We see a Dark Pulse from Mismagius, and we get that. And we see a Shadow Claw from Nidoking. Yeah, that is probably a Fire Mismagius. And also like a not very offensive Nidoking. I guess it's showing Shadow Claw in the last slot to hit, you know, because this thing's immune to Super Fang. This thing is super fat. But Nidoking is going to go down here. Unless he preserves it, which he does. He goes hard out to the Heatran. Gets a free Heatran switch, only taking 13 there. And in comes Clay, also only real switch in. But Flamethrower is going to do a ton. Yeah, that is specs as hell. Oh my god. It does not 2-hit KO, though, after rocks with the lefties. But then we see an HP ground from Claydol. Okay, I did, no, I'm fine, Ava. I just have asthma. I'm fine. I just have asthma. It's always like this. I have a lot of water with me. It's just I have asthma. It's like this. Yeah, I mean I know about this because I saw it in chat, like in the server. But yes, that's HP ground. Obviously, like should run Earth Power. No, it's HP ground. We saw the Levitate proc. It is Hidden Power ground. So obviously that is unfortunate. I mean Earth Power would have been better. We'll see if it matters, but yeah, obviously that is kind of embarrassing because the HP ground is not great here. Claydol is gonna get up the rocks. In comes Weavile on the move from Mismagius. Mismagius gonna Shallow Ball do about a quarter. Weavile's gonna pursue, but Mismag is Colbur. Is it Will-O-Wisp or is HP fighting? Or it's Thunder Wave, so this Weavile's pretty much crippled now. Mismag is gonna switch. Weavile gets fully paralyzed. Fortress comes in, and out comes Bronzong. So Fortress can continue getting up. Hazard's going to spike here. Second spike as Bronzong clicks Rain Dance. So Joshua is going to be going into Kingdra at some point. It's his only real play. Gyro Ball quick, but that's going to do nothing. Fortress is even slower than... well, I guess this Fortress is faster than the Bronzong, but still going to do nothing. Yeah, it's not even outdoing the leftovers. I feel like you have to try and go hard Kingdra because you're just wasting your turns to get the rocks back up, but... Bug Bite's going to do nothing because Fortress is... really weak, but We do go Mismag to block the spin, but like you just wasted all your rain turns and took chip on Zong for nothing. Anyway, Shalbell's gonna bounce off Heatran. Does have HP ground, but it reveals to be Scarf Heatran actually. It wasn't even Specs. I just did that much to Quaidol earlier. And the second flamethrower with the Scarf is going to knock out the Quaidol. I don't really get that play. I feel like you knew it was Scarf, out been Mismagius. In comes Infernape, and out goes Heatran into Suicune. Infernape's gonna U-turn, but it's taking so much from Hazard. It can only come in one more time. Bronzong's gonna come in, but this Suicune could just start staying up. Yeah, it's gonna sub here. Bronzong's gonna Toxic. This might just be the end of the game. There's no way Bronzong can break the sub. We've seen it set. Gyro Ball's gonna do nothing. I don't think Gyro Ball's even gonna break the sub in 2. Kingdra's gonna come out, but he's gonna take so many hazards, and this is a second Calm Mind for Suicune. Dragon Pulse is not going to knock it out, and we do see a Hidden Power Dragon. So yes, use Hidden Power Ground. Go ahead, make sense. Hidden Power Dragon Suicune. I mean, obviously it's not common, but this is the second HP Dragon Suicune we've seen for HP for King Dragon Storm. And it makes sense. Like it looks weird on paper, but it makes sense. Obviously, like you can say Zom doesn't have boom, so it can't, and this is just gonna be the end of the game. Suicune is just gonna clean up here. We've also go down to hazards. And then Bronzong's going to be solo. Bronzong can't do anything. So we can just get 2 KO Surf here. Rain Dance just boosting the Surf even first, so it really kills the Bronzong. And yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, as I said at matchup, this Suicune was pretty much unstoppable. I really like Freya's Premature, though. The Colbur Mismag always makes sense. It's a Weavile. There's a cool Nail King lead. I really like the idea with Shallow Claw to hit like stuff like Quaidol and Mismag pretty hard. Super Fang to wear down Bronzong. And then you still have taunt, so stuff like Zong and Quaidol can't get up hazards. Maybe even, it looks pretty bulky, so I don't think it's speed time with Kingdra, but if it was, it could try and taunt before Kingdra can Rain Dance or Dragon Dance if Kingdra leads. Scarf Heatran's pretty solid here. It makes sense for Weavile and Infernape. And I don't really get the Bug Bite on Fortress. I guess it's just to chip down the Quaidol so it can't spin you too frequently, and that makes sense. And Suicune just winning in the end game, like, you know, I mean, there was nothing he could do about Sub Suicune. Like, he had really no kind of play around Sub Suicune, say, booming on it. But even once he booms on it, like, what does he do after? Nothing. So, yeah, very dominant 6-0 win for Freeday. But, I mean, Suicune probably always won, even if it was his last Mon versus a full team. So, yeah, that's how it is. Hey, let's move on to the next game. On to our next game. So game number 12, because we got through 10 last time. So here we have Crying versus J-Scurf. So these are two very, very good players. Both have J-Scurf is obviously very well known as a draft player. And Crying, he hasn't done as much draft, but he has had quite a bit of success in this format in drafts. And he's also a very, very well known Smogon player, one of the best. So we have two heavy hitters in this match. So definitely very exciting to watch this one. So let's hop into that. So first thing I noticed is that on a Crying side, this Rotom is very, very strong here. Any move that hits like either Wash or Frost are both really good here. Just hit that Donphan. I could see. I don't think Mel makes a lot of sense, but Wash I could see very, very good. Also allows it to hit the Entei in case that comes up. So yeah, the Rotom looks very strong. Gengar can't break it very easily, and Crying does not have the best Gengars. Oh, well, actually, no, it's this whole Tyranitar I'm saying. But obviously, you know, Tyranitar is pretty much forced into Chople here for Focus Blast Gengar, unless you specifically call Colbur Willow, and then you maybe run Lum, but I feel like Chople is just better. J-Scurf's Metagross have a lot of problem making progress, difficulty making progress into two bulky waters and Rotom. It's definitely still going to come because Metagross, like, it still has value in this matchup into stuff like Roserade and T-Tar, and especially Tauros, but it's definitely going to have a lot harder times. Probably going to throw Toxic, maybe even a sub-Toxic set. I'm not sure exactly what, but the Metagross is definitely going to have Toxic, there's not much you can really do. I mean, Joshua, to be honest, it didn't really matter if he was sub or not. You kind of just lost that game no matter what, I'm going to be honest. I don't think you iron out even if he wasn't. Oh, yeah, so, and then on J-Scurf's side, he also has a speed advantage with the Crobat, and Crobat is pretty solid here. Only real switch-in is the Rotom, and you can just U-turn out into Gengar on that. Or even into Entei and Quick Flare Blitz. Entei's not amazing here. I could see like a Calm Mind set even with like Flame, Lava Plume, HP Grass, try and fish for burns on the T-Tar. I could see that working out. Overall, I think Crying has a big advantage here. His defensive core is going to be really tough for J-Script to break, just because Gengar is one of his primary breakers, and T-Tar just shits on that completely. Yeah, so I lean Crying a bit here, but I do think both sides have pretty good options here. So let's hop into it. Cry on the left, J-Script on the right. You always love to see a custom avatar. We see Moltres lead into Suicune lead. So Moltres is going to U-turn, do a tiny bit to Suicune. In comes Roserade on the Toxic, so that's going to be blanked. Roserade clicking Stun Spore, getting off the power on Metagross, and then clicking a Hidden Power, your Fire or Ground. But Metagross is going to do Zen Headbutt. And the Roserade is Satchel, it will live it. But if Metagross has Bullet Punch, it will get picked off. It does not, so it's going to Spike. And it's going to get another attack up because of the Spike. Yeah, that's another big damage on Metagross. And, ooh, that's a second full power. That's really rough. And is packing the Bullet Punch, but he gets full power the third time. What the hell? And now he expects to switch everyone the Bullet Punch, and Roserade just go 1v1 that Metagross. That's wild. That feels right. A triple full power, and then he expected the switch once he revealed the Bullet Punch, and then he just he got that play wrong. But triple full power, that's really unfortunate. I mean, it's called Yellow Magic for a reason, but damn, that always feels bad to see. Gengar's going to Shadow Ball, do a bit of damage to Swampert. Swampert is forced out of fear of an Energy Ball at -1, and that's going to do a good chunk to T-Tar, actually. Surprised that did that much. That's definitely a very offensive T-Tar. Moltres is going to come out, scouting the Focus Blast. Very good play from Crying. Makes me think it's probably not Chople on T-Tar then. It may be one. Moltres is going to U-turn out, revealing the Scarf as it comes down the Thunderbolt from Gengar, but this thing's in range of an Energy Ball now. But it's Scarf Tyranitar with Dark Pulse. Oh my god, that's fantastic prep. Really neutralizing the Gengar, and the Dark Pulse means even if Gengar's a Will-O-Wisp set, it can't hinder you, so you can always deal with it. Very smart. Cacturne's going to get up a Spike, and remember, Cacturne does have Sand Veil in this generation, and that could come into play with the T-Tar Sandstream. In comes Moltres, and Suicune's going to come in and take a Spike. I assume Moltres is going to U-turn here. Yeah, Moltres is going to U-turn again. That would have done a ton to Cacturne, at least. I mean, it could be mixed, to be fair. It could be Stone Edge on the T-Tar, too. Anyway, we see Rotom cooking Signal Beam. Oh my god, on the Cacturne switching. Huge read from Crying. Crobat's going to come in and out goes the Rotom. In comes Moltres. We see a Dark Pulse Crobat, presumably to hit the Rotom. It might be a Nasty Plot set even. But in comes Suicune, and I assume Moltres is going to U-turn again. No, it's going to Flamethrower this time, doing virtually nothing. Will Suicune start staying up here? We'll see. Out comes the Rotom. Suicune is just going to Surf, doing a good chunk to Rotom, but no lefty Rotom, so it is in range, but it does outspeed the Suicune. Donphan is forced in. However, Crying's going to call that play with the Shadow Ball, get off big damage. The Steph Drop doesn't really matter here. And Shadow Ball's going to knock out a Donphan, but how does he beat this Rotom now? He has to go Crobat, he has to Dark Pulse, but that's very abusable. Yeah, in comes Tyranitar. Or Crobat's going to Giga, I guess, calling the T-Tar. Good play, but it might be too late. Blastoise comes in. I guess Crobat's just going to Giga again. It does reveal a Nasty Plot. Makes sense, but it's... Oh my god, Ice Beam crit through the Yachi. No, that could have maybe won the game straight up. I don't know if it won because I don't know if Giga Drain at +2 knocks out the Blastoise, but oh my god. I mean, the thing is, Crobat might have been... Crobat was probably in range of Flamethrower after the Yachi anyway, so I don't think it really mattered. But at the end of this, what happens here is I think Crobat hits the Blastoise. If Giga Drain does KO, it's probably in range of Flamethrower. Suicune comes in, Suicune can try to set up, but you can just go Rotom and revenge it. I think Crying always had this, but that crit is very important to say. The triple powers early put Jet-Skip so far behind, losing his Metagross there. Crying gets to preserve that Roserade sack for later was big. And also that crit in the endgame sucks. Really Crying's prep though. The Scarf Moltres into a team with decent rockers. Honestly, but Blastoise can spin so easily here once you eliminate the Gengar that it makes sense. You can run Scarf Moltres. Stun Spore, Roserade obviously pretty good in general. Since it can't run Sweet Power and Spikes on the same set, Stun Spore does pretty much reveal automatically you're running Spikes, but Spikes is very good, so it makes sense. Signal Beam Rotom, very good at calling for the Cacturne to come, expecting one of the low tiers to show up, which some people will just ignore, but very good prep there. And I'm a big fan of the Dark Pulse from Tyranitar for the potential Willis Gengar. Fine prep on J-Script's side too. We didn't get to see that much of it. I like the Nasty Plot Crobat. I think that it was very good in this matchup. Unfortunately, I couldn't really get through. And the hacks was unfortunate, yeah. I mean, Sash Roserade with Tar, yes, Teriso, but to be fair, he was trying to sack the Roserade for 4 turns. He wasn't expecting the sand to be up while Roserade was out. Like, surely Crying was like, okay, I'm going to lose Roserade before I send out the T-Tar every single time. And to be fair, in this scenario, well, it would have lost Roserade every single time before bringing out the T-Tar, except the Metagross got paralyzed 3 times. So, like, I think that prep is fine. I think that prep's totally fine. I guess it's funny, but I know I don't really think it's that wild at all. I think it's perfectly reasonable. So yeah, Goodwin by Crying, very dominant. Obviously the hacks help, but like I think his matchup was pretty good in general, but definitely would have been a very different game without the Metagross getting paralyzed so much. Okay, let's get into the next one. Next game, let's point up. We have Tywanol versus Wild. So I've seen the name Tywanol around. I don't know much about him. I know I've seen him do some stuff. I believe Tywanol was actually this is Tropius. Was this? I know we had a Tropius at our opening match. I don't remember if Tywanol's Tropius was the one. I think it might have been someone else, but anyway, we've got sorry about the coffee, but my ass was kind of acting up today, but so we got Tywanol Wild on the right. The first thing I'm noticing is T-Tar looks crazy here. If you can just eliminate the Donphan, which my Waddick can do, Gengar can chip it down Rosalie's, repeated U-turns from Scizor can hurt it. Tyranitar just goes crazy. Obviously, you have to watch out for Shuckleberry and Polion. But other than that, I can see an argument to run like Superpower to cover that, but Earthquake's probably better so you aren't lowering your attack after the Dragon Dance. Gengar also looks pretty solid. The only real switch is Empoleon and Thunderbolts do chip that. Remember that Empoleon does not have Roost until Generation 9, so it does not have recovery here. Wild Zapdos, on the other hand, though, looks really strong. T-Tar's the only solid check to it. Mesprit, kind of, but Mesprit, again, no recovery, so it will get worn down, especially from Tywanol's own sand, preventing lefties recovery. The Torterra can help with Zapdos, but HP Ice will smack it, and like Stone Edge isn't going to do that much. Like Stone Edge might 2-hit KO, but Zapdos can just pressure stall out Torterra Stone Edges and make it not matter. I do really like Wild Sceptile here. Obviously, there's a Scizor, but you can probably invest into Wave of Choice Band Bullet Punch and knock out back with HP Fire. And then Leaf Storm hits the rest of the team very hard. You can run Crunch for Gengar to hit that for good damage. I could even see like a mixed SD set on Sceptile being really good with like Leaf Blade, Crunch, and HP Fire. The Arcanine on Wild side is interesting. I don't think it's amazing here, but it might come for Scizor. Yes, you have Zapdos, which helps with Scizor, but Zapdos Wang and T-Tar is a little scary. So I can see an argument to fit Arcanine here as well. I don't think Muck does much in this game anyway, so I would probably bring Arcanine over Muck. I could finally have Sia used for Golduck because it nullifies the sand, but like I don't think it matters that much here, so it's probably not coming. I think it's probably his top 5 plus Arcanine on Wild side. On Tywanol side is probably top 6, maybe drop something for Torterra, but I don't think it's worth it. Which pains me because I love Torterra, but yeah, so I think if I gotta give the matchup slightly a Tywanol, T-Tar's just so strong here. It's crazy. T-Tar's so strong here. I think it does have a lot of winning potential. So is Gengar. And even then, we also see stuff like Mesprit, which is a bit difficult for Wild to break down, too. If it's like a Calm Mind Mesprit could be really difficult to break outside, like specifically Boom on Azelf. So let's see what happens. We have Tywanol on the left, Wild on the right. So you see the 2 Pixies lead off. And Mesprit's going to trick a Choice Scarf onto Azelf. Honestly, I mean, I guess that allows to get Pursuit Trap, but that U-turn does a lot to Mesprit. And Zapdos puts up the sub on Torterra. This is one of the things I was worried about. It can easily stall out these Stone Edges. Hidden Power, Hidden Power is neutral. Let's see what it would probably be. That Hidden Power neutral on Torterra, if I had to guess, it's probably HP Fighting, actually, to hit the T-Tar as hard as possible. That's not going to do much, but it doesn't really matter. Torterra gets up the rocks, but Stone Edges, sure, it'll break the sub, but Zapdos can just PP stall it. Zapdos can just continue kicking Substitute here until it's out of Stone Edges. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Ensure it's taking 18% per turn, but you can still roost off. Stone Edge miss. Ooh, that's unfortunate. But to be fair, when you have 4 Stone Edges, like 80%, so the odds of missing one are like relatively likely. Stone Edge, but now Torterra is out of PP and it cannot hit Zapdos anymore, presumably. Zapdos is going to get another sub. And Mesper's got Ice Beam, but Zapdos still can just roost up here and then switch out. We do see the expert belt now on Mesper actually really probably matters with this calc on the Zapdos. It's got Ice Beam. Does it have Thunderbolt for the Empoleon? Oh god, that's a freeze. And that freeze is huge. That opens up Scizor, it opens up T-Tar, it opens up Gengar. Milotic's probably the worst mon you could possibly get frozen. I mean, not my Empoleon's probably the worst mon I could get frozen in this matchup. That's really bad. Yeah, it's definitely HP fighting on Zapdos. Gengar, Muck comes in, so Muck's here. Muck is not 2 KO by the way from Shadow Ball, and Shadow Sneak should do a lot back. So he is forced out into Scizor. Payback, okay, that works too. I don't know if he's gonna stay. I don't think he's gonna stay here. He is. So U-Tar, I assume he clicked Fire Punch here, but T-Tar can easily come in. Yeah, T-Tar is gonna come in. That's gonna take virtually nothing. And with Donphan shipped and Empoleon frozen, I don't know what really does much to T-Tar. Out comes Empoleon, but this thing is set up fodder. But I guess he's not well rested falling. Makes sense. And goes Mesprit. This definitely is Thunderbolt if he's bringing it in here. Yeah, Thunderbolt with the expert belt. Oh god, what the? I mean, to be fair, that crit did not matter unless Empoleon fought on this turn, because surely expert belt Thunderbolt 2 KOs after lefties. This was a Scarf Mesprit. Surely has offensive investment. So I'm sure the Thunderbolt crit only mattered if it fought this turn. Maybe it was going to fall. That Thunderbolt crit is huge. So, like, yes, 80% of the time that crit didn't matter, but 20% it could have been very relevant. And Empoleon not having a good day, yeah. Azos gonna knock out the Torterra, and in comes the Zapdos. What's going to come on Tylenol side? I assume the Rattata, yeah. We know Zapdos is HP fighting, but it's Scarf T-Tar with the Stone Edge, knocking out the Zapdos straight up. This does allow in Donphan, but what can Donphan do? Like, Gengar comes in, it's going to knock off, but even, I mean, knockoff's so weak that it only has 20%. I almost think he should have been running Assurance. Assurance would have probably 2 KO from this range, but even without the Life Orb, Shadow Ball will knock out the Donphan here. Azelf comes in, but T-Tar can just come in after. Orcus coming now even. Azelf's going to Fire Punch, calling the Scissor Switch, but it doesn't matter. It's in range of pursuit, and there's a Scarf, yeah. T-Tar will knock it out. What is Wild's last Pokemon? We see Arcanine come in, so it does force out the T-Tar here, but I think T-Tar just knocks out Stone Edge when it comes back in. It doesn't really matter. In comes Mywell anyway, and Arcanine's going to Fire Fight, presumably HP fighting as well. Really worried about T-Tar. Makes sense. T-Tar was very strong in this matchup. Give up the Toxic on Mywell, but Surf probably picks up the kill, yeah. So very dominant 5-0 win from Tylenol. I don't think the crit mattered, but freezing Empoleon made the game very, very difficult for Wild early on. I mean, it was his T-Tar check, it was his Scissor check, it was his Gengar check. Like, losing Empoleon essentially so early made life virtually impossible. I think that freeze honestly probably just won the game because Empoleon was such an important glue piece for answering so many threats. And even though it can't answer all of them, and Nutra, I don't think so. And even though it hasn't answered all of them, Empoleon can, like, it can wear them down enough to maybe clean something up later. So, yeah, that was unfortunate freeze. But, that is the gameplay. I like the Scarf T-Tar. Makes a lot of sense. The Trick Scarf Mesprit, I like that too. I think it's very smart in this matchup. Ice Beam Thunderbolt hits the team super hard. Probably Psychic in the last slot. Or U-Turn. Actually, probably U-Turn. And then on Tylenol side, we do see, nothing degrees, we see a sub Zapdos. Makes sense. It's very good here. Can be stall up PP from Tyranitar Stone Edges. Double HP fighting makes sense. Tyranitar, again, is a huge threat. I can see why the Muck came. I don't love it here, but I can see why the Muck came. But yeah, very dominant win by Tylenol. Neutral, let me see. I don't even know if you're on the docket for today. Let me look real quick. Let me look. You are. You're on the docket. We will get to you. We will get to you. On to game 14. We'll see Lemon on the left and Baron Cornero on the right. I think one of them already played a game. I don't remember who. I think it might have been Levin. I think Levin might have lost, but also I do not remember. This is kind of tough. Yeah, so well, it's got. One second, I'm just answering a question in the server. Okay, so sorry about that. Now for the matchup itself. So we see on Baron Cornero's side, this Zapdos is a monster here. HP Grass, Heat Wave. I mean, Thunderbolt. Like, look at this team. What checks it? And Bruce. I mean, it's really hard to break too. Like, nothing really wants to take on this Zapdos at all. I don't see much on Levin's team that can even do it. Like, maybe some sort of really fat Specs Rotom, but like even then your opponent just goes Weavile and Pursuit Traps it, or goes Jolteon on the Thunderbolt, and you're forced out and you can fire off a big hit. Yeah, this Zapdos is a huge problem. I will say though, on Levin's side, the Kingdra is very strong. The only real check is Vaporeon. I think Dragon Dance Kingdra is incredible here. And it can say it up on the Vaporeon. I could even see, again, HP Dragon Vaporeon just to deter the Kingdra setup. If Levin can somehow break down the Zapdos, Scizor and Lucario look really good. But that's easier said than done. Like, they're showing here. I will say, the hazards on Levin's side are a big deal because Baron Cornero does not have a spinner. And he has 4 Mons weak to rocks. So, when Perk gets up rocks, that's going to be really big. And yeah, it's kind of a 6 Mons on Cornero's team outspeeding the whole of Levin's team. So, Cornero does have the speed advantage, and Zapdos is very good here. If Levin can make it a longer game, though, and get up his rocks and force in repeatedly Weavile and I don't think the bottom 2 combo if they do in Zapdos. That's probably his angle. I would almost definitely just lead like Smeargle with hazards here. I think it's so free unless like the Drapion comes with taunt, which could be a lead, but I don't know if it probably can't fit taunt. But I still think you just have to go for the Hail Mary double hazards with Smeargle. I don't think there's another way to win this game, I'll be honest. Just Baron Cornero's team with the speed advantage with the Zapdos is so hard to deal with without the hazards. You really need to prey on the fact that he has no removal. Yeah, but overall, I think I do have to give the matchup to Baron overall. But, Levin does have, I see, a way he can win this game. It's just going to be very difficult. Okay, Levin on the left, Baron on the right. We see Zapdos just leading, and we do see the Smeargle. So Zapdos on turn 1. Smeargle switching, I don't agree with that. I think you just have to go into your... You immediately have to start setting up hazards or else you're screwed. Toxic on the Vaporeon. Best thing probably is Heal Bell with its Acid Armor. In comes Kingdra, and Vaporeon's just quick Surf. That's going to do nothing, obviously. Yeah, I don't agree with the switching to Smeargle there. I think you always just have to start setting up on that Zapdos. Even if it breaks you down Sash, you have to get your rocks up. They're so important in this game. And we see Dragon Pulse is going to do a ton. And this Vaporeon's going to Wish, but it is going to go down. Interesting. It's an interesting Vaporeon set, I guess. I don't love it here without the Protect. So I'm just going to come in on the Night Slash, easily take that hit, and can get rocks here if it has the rocks. It's just an Earthquake, though, which makes me think the rocks are on Smeargle, so I still don't get why he didn't set them up turn 1. Swampert going to Protect as Zapdos U-turns. And also, the way he's playing Zapdos makes me think it might be Scarf even. No, it's Extra Sensory. It's not Scarf. Ice Beam does a good chunk. What was Extra Sensory even for here? Extra Sensory for... What? Is it like its best move to hit Rotom? Maybe it hits both Rotom and Swamp. I don't know. I don't get the Extra Sensory at all. It makes no sense. Anyway, we see another U-turn. And the Drapion as Zombra tries to Toxic the Zapdos. Good play with the Drapion, but Night Slash... Oh, never mind. Night Slash is going to KO the crowd. Night Slash does not KO here, but that's a huge crit. Taking out Swampert, which was one of the only stopgaps to this Zapdos in general. That's really bad. Yeah, it could get Omnis Wind. I feel like you just run Heat Wave for Roam. You do enough damage anyway. Anyway, in comes Zapdos. I feel like you just run Heat Wave. I don't think you need Omnis Wind. Really. Anyway, in comes Zapdos on U-turn. Smeargle comes in. Smeargle can give a hazard here, but like... With that Swampert, that was really rough. It's going to Spore. Okay, Zapdos is asleep. That's really big because obviously Swampert going down makes... Oh, it's fine to get the rocks up, which is appreciated. Then will Zapdos stay asleep? Yes. Smeargle can continue getting spikes, or it can U-turn out. And in comes Lucario on this. But if the Zapdos wakes up this turn, you're in really bad shape. It does not, though. And he's going to get off a Swords Dance. Zapdos staying asleep is really rough. Extreme Speed does knock out from 69. It's definitely Life Orb then, yeah. Does this Lucario just win then? Wow. He's going to switch out, probably out of fear of a Scarf on the Drapion as he goes for Earthquake. Actually, I guess Drapion speeds. Never mind, I'm stupid. Anyway, Smeargle comes in with Magmortar. Smeargle can Spore this, and Magmortar is going to go asleep. So I guess maybe preserving the Smeargle was right. I was just wrong, but it seems kind of odd to me. You turn out on the Dougie so it cannot trap you. In comes Scizor. Dougie's gonna click a Banded Earthquake, but Scissor's gonna easily tank that. And can SD here. Bullet Punch up. And this Magmortar has only burned one sleep turn. I don't know if it can stop the Scissor. Albeit it's Flame by, so it can just burn it. In comes the Drapion. It should take +2 Bullet Punch. Yeah, and can Fire Fang. Or it's not ready Fire Fang, so Earthquake, but that's really rough. I feel like you need Fire Fang in this matchup for the Scizor. If you're wearing Scarf especially. In comes Jolteon. Does have Quick Attack. No, but Bullet Punch still going to do an absolute crap ton. Jolteon's going to knock it out, but I think this might be over. 11 might have this. Shrew Speed, yeah, 11 definitely has this. The Magmortar's in range of close combat for sure after Rocks. Wow, so for a matchup I thought was really in a Baron's favor, 11 made it like just look like child's play. I mean, we saw the Smeargle used really well. And then we saw, obviously, abusing the sleep turns very much with Scizor and Lucario like that a lot. The Kingdra obviously didn't do that much, but wore down the Vaporeon. I kind of give the Vaporeon set for Lucario and Scizor, but I know, like, when there's a Kingdra, you need a way to hit it. You need a way to hit that Kingdra, or else it will just punch for you like it did. I feel like Ice Beam doesn't really do anything in this matchup. I feel like you, honestly, if I only have needed HP Dragon just to hit that Kingdra for damage and try and chip it. No Fire Fang on Drapion into Scizor makes no sense if you're Scarf, I'll be honest. I think you're running that. Extra Sensor and Zapdos makes no sense. I would have just run, if you're going to run free attacks U-turn, you should be running Thunderbolt, Eat Wave, HP Grass. Because, yes, the Magnezone didn't show up, but you really need to cover that because you don't switch into Magnezone well at all with this team. Like, if Jolteon gets caught with an HP Ground, it's going to take so much damage. And Jolteon is forced into its own HP Grass here, so, like, it's not like it can hit the Magnezone at all. Yeah, I mean, the no spin really mattered. Obviously, just Rocks getting up was huge. But honestly, I think the bigger thing was just, even outside the Rocks, I think Smeargle's Spore, the way he positioned it to get those off was very well done. Well, yeah, they needed the sleep to go along. That's true. If the Zapdos had woken up early, it would have been very different. That's very true. So, got a little lucky there, for sure. But, yeah, good win by 11. Definitely the sleep lasting a while was pretty lucky. But that's how it goes sometimes. So we move on to the next one, our match 15. 1 second, where was I? Hey, let's move on to our next game. Let's get this pulled up. We see here. Alright, so on the left we have Jimmy G. On the right we have Meth Master. So I mentioned this is Jimmy's first game, although he lost that. He's a very well-known draft player, the Milkman, quite solid at the game. And then we have Meth Master, who I don't know, very funny name. I will say the speed on Jimmy's team is crazy here. The fastest mon on Meth Master's team is Flygon, and so Raikou and Weavile outspeed the whole team. I can't even see like a banded Rapidash coming because it outspeeds everything. Like Flygon does not like taking banded Flare Blitzes very well. So if Rapidash is ever going to have a good matchup is this one. Whether or not he brings it over his R7, I don't know. But, so let's get into actual mons themselves. Raikou is obviously very strong here. Yes, there's a Magneton, so Magneton can kind of check it. But Raikou can just run like Shucka with Rash Nature and like T-Bolt, HP Ice Aura Spear and do a lot of work. So that's a very scary, albeit Clef can maybe check that if it's running Encore, which it probably should be in this matchup. Weavile's a little scary, but there is good counterplay to it. Surprisingly, the Rapidash is actually really good. I don't think I've ever seen a Rapidash matchup this good in DPP, to be honest. With the spare being Cloyster, I could see Spike Stack from Quillfish doing something, but obviously Cloyster can spin, but like Bronzong and Quillfish can come back in on and easily just get the hazards back up. Meth Master's Spiritomb does look a bit tough for Jimmy Brick. I can see a Calm Mind Spiritomb being very frightening here with like a Shallow HP fighting. Yeah, I can definitely see a Calm Mind Spiritomb doing a lot of work. Metagross is always as frightening, but with Vape, Bronzong on Van, it will need to get some chip to really put in as much work as it wants. I've kind of always like spam like Banded Moves to Metagross, but I don't know. I will say Meth Master's Heracross is insane here. The fighting resist is a Quillfish, and Quillfish will get worn down very quickly. Not to mention that Heracross can pack Earthquake for it as well. So this Heracross is looking monstrous here. I know, I think I lean slightly Jimmy in the matchup, but Meth Master does have some very potent threats that Jimmy will need to play carefully around. So slight lean to Jimmy, but it's pretty even. So we have Jimmy on the left and Meth Master on the right. We see Quillfish leading. So Qwilfish is just going to taunt the Spiritomb, which is also ranked taunt. Makes sense. Gets up the Toxic Spike. Does Methmaster ever grab poison? Let me look at it. I wasn't actually paying that much attention to that. Methmaster does not have a grab poison, so his Toxic Spikes will... I mean, it only really hits Spiritomb and Cloyster. I mean, and you give the Heracross Guts. I don't even know if I really like T-Spikes in this matchup. You only hit the Spiritomb, you only hit the Cloyster. Like, Flygon's immune, Metagross is immune, Clef is essentially immune, Magneton's immune, and Heracross has benefited from it. Yeah, I don't know if I like that at all. And we see a Hidden Power from Magneton into Donphan, probably Ice or Grass. Earthquake's going to do some chip to Clefable. Oh, what the... Oh my god, no. It's Cute Charm Clefable. Well, I guess those Toxic Spikes are really big. Then you forgot to change the ability to Magic Guard. I mean, yeah, I guess the Toxic Spikes are really big in this matchup. Wow, that's very unfortunate. Because obviously, like, the whole reason Clefable is worth 16 or 15 points, I think it's 16, is because of the Magic Guard. That's really unfortunate. Rocks go up on Jimmy's side with the Bronzong. In comes Raikou. What's Clef going to do here? It's going to quicken our Calm Mind. I mean, even with the poison, it's only taking 6% with the leftovers, so it's not a bad position. Raikou's going to start Calm Mind as well. Does Clef have Encore? Probably not, but it's continuing to click Calm Mind here. Raikou's going to Calm Mind itself, but Clef can eventually start wailing away on this, or just go a +6. Let's see. They're going to continue clicking Calm Mind. Clef is going, and Clef's going to get a Fire of an Ice Beam. That does virtually nothing. Now there's a +4 Raikou saying in your face. Aura Spear does come out, 2-hit KOing the Clef. Ice Beam is going to do some damage, but this Raikou's in an amazing position. Oh my god. It is lefties though, so if there's a Scarf Fly Guy in the back, it can force it out despite being so boosted. And yeah, it is a Scarf Fly Guy. I mean, look at this matchup. It has to be a Scarf Fly Guy. But Jimmy does not switch. Oh no, you have to switch there. Raikou's so strong in this matchup. Raikou's so insanely strong in this matchup, and the Fly Guy's obviously Scarfed if they're bringing it in there. That you could say maybe it's Yashi and HPS KOs, but you can't risk the Scarf. Scarf Fly Guy's such a common set. Oh, that's so unfortunate seeing that Raikou go down. Because I think if he preserved it, Raikou could have easily just won the rest of the game. Bronzong's going to knock out the Magneton on switch and good Earthquake play. But Heracross comes in and it's gut boosted. That close combat's going to do 62. Oh my god. If they Scarf, what does Jimmy do? He does reveal Waterfall, so it's not Scarf, and that probably killed. If this is an offensive Qwilfish, it killed after the defense drop. Anyway, in comes Flygon. You go Bronzong, but Flygon can just U-turn or Fire Punch even. Oh no, that burn means that this Flygon is not going to take much damage from a Gyro Ball or an Explosion anymore. In comes Spiritomb. That Spiritomb is prime setup. No, Bronzong is prime setup bar. Qwilfish comes back in, but what can Qwilfish do to the Spiritomb? I guess Qwilfish is going to taunt here, so it can't do anything. The Spiritomb, you just fire every attack. You had Dark Pulse. That's going to knock out the Qwilfish. Let's see what comes in here. We see Donphan come in. Donphan can't quick Earthquake. That's going to do a lot, but Spiritomb's Dark Pulse probably do a lot too. You have 37. This Toxic Spike is doing work for Jimmy, despite my expectation of it really not. Earthquake knocks out. In comes Flygon. What's Flygon going to do? Ice Shard doing a good 60 to Flygon. Flygon's going to quick Outrage. Bronzong can easily come in. It's easily going to take that hit. Outrage doing only 20. Bronzong's going to Gyro Ball in, knock out the Flygon. Mathmaster's down to 1 Pokemon. What does he have left? But it is Metagross, and with this Bronzong burned, it can maybe set up on. Metagross is good agility, yeah, with the burn, Earthquake's going to do virtually nothing. Thunder Punch into Vaporeon does do 50. Vaporeon clicks Wish. It's not to a kill, but Vaporeon can serve. Meteor Mash in, oh god, Meteor Mash attack boost. That's so strong. Yeah, that's probably game over with the Meteor Mash attack boost. Oh my god. Thunder Punch, yeah, it's going to do way too much. It can't Wish on it off. It has to Surf here, but surely, I mean, does this thing KO Bronzong? I don't know, but I don't think Bronzong kills from 35 with the burn. In comes Rapidash, but Earthquake's going to knock it out, even if Rapidash was Scarf and we have outsped. I think you had to go Bronzong there first in case, like, just to try and go for the Earthquake. Yeah, you had to go Bronzong first to get it lower so that you can go for the Earthquake crit. Because, like, Rapidash is nothing. You're just giving it lefties for no reason. You had to go... I mean, it don't think it's going to matter, but you had to Bronzong first. Yeah, so that Meteor Mash boost showing why Metagross is so scary. Like, if it gets that 20% Meteor Mash boost, it can just win the game automatically. Like, this is one of the things that makes Metagross the most Pokemon in format, is it does just have that cheese potential sometimes. I will say, though, like, I feel like Jimmy could have just played it better. Like, the Qwilfish was fine, but sacking Raikou so early was really rough. I mean, yes, the Metagross is still set up later, but like, sacking Raikou, the burn on Metagross was obviously huge. I mean, Bronzong was huge, but that man couldn't really get the Earthquake off on Metagross. It was forced out. Yeah, so yeah, the Fire Punch burn was really big for Mathmaster. That was unfortunate. The Meteor Mash boost obviously helped a lot too. This, I mean, that was pretty lucky. Yeah, honestly, Mathmaster should not have won this. I mean, he literally had cute Charm Clef and still won via hacks. I mean, you hate to see it. No, like shade to him, but that's very unfortunate seeing. Like you see, like someone prep well and mostly play well, and then just lose the hacks anyway, despite their opponent making such an egregious error. It's unfortunate, but that is Pokemon. That is the game we play. We are past the halfway point for the stream. Let's get to the next game. So I'm just getting pinged out the butt today. Oh my god. Let's go to number 16. So here we have Egg Bombs versus Gerwini. I don't think we've seen either of their games yet. So first we have noticing here on Gerwini's side is this Starmie is wild. I mean, yes, there's a Clef, but outside the Clefable, like coverage and stabs, or just Surf, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, it's really hard. Shaman is also very strong here. I think Entei probably has to come here just for the Shaman. And yes, Entei's also probably for the Scarf. Entei's pretty decent here, but with like Hariyama and Dusknoir and Starmie, it's not amazing, but he probably has to come regardless. Yeah, and Shaman's very strong outside the Entei and I guess the Metagross, but even the Metagross doesn't like taking Earth Power. I will say, like, a physically defensive Dusknoir works really hard for Egg Bombs to break outside the Rotom. But albeit Rotom is pretty difficult for Gerwini to switch to offensively. Like, yes, you have the Shadow Ball. Yes, you have, like, the Shadow Ball. Like, Spec Shadow Ball will do a lot to Shaman, but if it's especially defensive, which it very well could be here, it's probably obviously physically defensive for Gyarados. Gyarados is okay here. Obviously, you're Shaman, but not much else really wants to take it on. Scarf Starmie seems likely for it, though. And Skarmory obviously can't roll now, but he has to avoid the Waterfall flinch. Yeah, so, and Gerwini's Mamoswine's okay here. Like, Earthquake is decently spam. I mean, if it's not super spam, but Stone Edge into Gyarados is still pretty good. I could even see an argument for running, like, White Herb so you can Stone Edge it on the switch and then do a ton of damage to it. It may even knock it out, but that might be a bit crazy. That might be a bit wild, a bit too specific to a sequence, but I could definitely see that being a viable strategy. Overall, I think this is a pretty even matchup, honestly. I can't say one side or the other. Let's get right into the game, though. So we got Edbombs on the left and Gerwini on the right. So Mamoswine lead into Rotom. Rotom forces out the Mamoswine as Rotom subs. Oh, no. What's it going to do? Is it going to... Shaman's going to Psychic, but Rotom's going to get off the wheel. So let's going to start chipping the Shaman really fast. And what was the Psychic goes on here for... Why is the Shaman Psychic? Is what? There's nothing it hits. What? Just no way you run Psychic for the fucking Beedrill, right? There's no universe you're running Psychic for the motherfucking Beedrill. Like, just run Seaver, Earth Power if you really want a third attack, run like Air Slash for the Sceptile. Why is it Psychic? What? There's no way you're running Psychic for the fucking Beedrill. Anyway, Seaver's gonna fire off, hit the Clefable. I don't know. Metaclef isn't like a particularly common combo. It's just like the thing with Metaclef is like Meta is all universally first pick pretty much, and Clefable is one of the top tiers that falls late a lot. So like I did the same thing. I also did Metaclef. I didn't love doing it, but like Clef was the last top tier left to pair with my Metagross, and I didn't use Clef before, so I wanted to try it. But Metaclef is more so like a pairing of the way the draft goes as opposed to them having a ton of synergy. It's more so just like Clef lasts late a lot. Clef can get back to the front wheel very easily just because a lot of people don't really like using it and don't really like its playstyle. I still think it's very, very good, but not everyone enjoys it. And so oftentimes it will fall down and you'll just get alongside Metagross. That's it. I don't think they have a ton of amazing synergy. That's just kind of how it goes. Anyway, Entei's going to come in hard on Shaman, take a Seed Flare, go heal up some with lefties. Out to Clefable as Shaman clears off its burn, and in comes Swalot. The Swalot came, wow. And rocks go up with Clef, and Earthquake's going to do virtually nothing. I know I should probably remember his match, but let me see, what's Swalot? Is Swalot here for Sceptile? Why would you bring Swalot over any of your other Pokemon? I mean, I can see it maybe over Moltres, but your top 6 is so good here. Not sure, but anyway, we see knockoff, and this Swalot is running Liquid Ooze, I guess, not Single Encore, but it's freaking leftovers, or Custap actually, because the toxic in the Rotom is nice, means that it can't really sub frequently anymore. And it's going to Encore again. So Roam is forced out. Swalot can fire another button. Toxic, but smart play going back into the Clef because Clef obviously doesn't give a shit about Toxic. Clef's going to Seismic Toss to Swalot as Swalot Encores. Encore is just a broken move. This shit lasts up to 8 turns. It's so stupid. It's not even guaranteed the number of turns. It's like 2 to 8 or some shit. It's really dumb. Anyway, Swalot's going to Boom, getting good trip on Clef. In comes Skarm, though. I don't think that's really taking advantage of it. Just Clef is forced out, but can heal up later. I guess it is free rocks, so that's something. So out comes, yeah, Shaman comes down the road pretty freely. Just go Will again, fair enough. Both sides preserving a lot of information. We're on turn 4, and both sides have at least 2 Pokemon still in the back. And it's going to come back on Shaman. Shaman's probably going to see for here. Or it's going to Synthesis. That works too. Keep itself healthy. But what does he go into on the Entei? None of the remaining Pokemon really like to. What is he on the back? He has a Starmie. And it is special Entei. That makes a lot of sense for the Skarmory. That makes a lot of sense here. We see the Fire Blast go off. Do a good chunk to the Starmie. Starmie's going to go Surfing. Oh god, that crit matters so much. I mean, Sceptile's very frail. But like, that Surf was not OHKOing. And then Sceptile obviously forces it out with a Grass move. It can even get a Swords Dance or something. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I guess Skarmory always comes down, but Sceptile's your best way to revenge this Starmie. Going down to that crit is incredibly unfortunate. Surf is going to just knock out Rotom as well. This is a very offensive Starmie then. Like I said, oh my god, Surf. I mean, it was pretty obvious it was offensive based on him, KOing the Sceptile from full of the crit. In comes Gyarados. Is that actually? I'm starting to think based on those damage rolls, it might have been Spec Starmie because I don't think Modest Starmie KOs Sceptile with a crit Surf. I think it's probably Specs with some damage. Anyway, Gyarados is going to give a Dragon Dance. Can Gyarados pull it back? Let's go quick Waterfall. Will we get the crit? Oh my god, it's a crit on the Skarmory, putting it super low. It's not even in E-speed range if Entei's running it. But Entei's going to try and sub, but that gives Skarmory a free roost to try and check Gyarados later. Entei's going to Fire Blast though, so Skarm is just going to go down. And we're going to see Entei use Shadow Ball. And in comes the Dusknoir. And then Dusknoir is clicking Brick Break to break the sub. And then Entei's just going to knock it out. In comes Shaman. So Shaman does outspeed this. This is packing Earth Power. But never mind, it's a speed tie, right? And out comes Mamoswine. Fire Blast. Yeah, and that's going to be game. Very good Entei set from Egg Bombs. I like that a lot. So yeah, pretty clean win from Egg Bombs. Very nice. Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna take a break for 1 second. I need to pick in a draft. Just give me one moment. I will be right back. I just need to do this real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see what I can do. Right. Sorry about the way. It'll be very short. I promise. Yeah. Oh shoot. Not really. Hey, give me 1 second. It's a dumb week, so I'm spinning a wheel to see what pick I do. So I'll be right back. Hey. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll be. I just did. Sorry, it's like just while I don't want to jump that draft, so I'll be there. Sorry, I know it's taking a minute, but I'm almost done. Yeah. Yes, I am picking for that draft, picking a new ZA Mega with a wheel, and I picked a Mega Frostlass with my wheel, which was kind of funny, yeah. And I have another wheel for my second mega as well, so we will see, so that's probably gonna be doing soon. But for now, let's get back into these games. So we have, yes, I was picking with a spinner wheel of new megas because it's funny. Anyway, let's move on to game number 17. So here we are. We have King Clyde versus Granky. Two old heads in draft. We see so these guys have both been around a very, very long time. King Clyde actually took a break for a while. He came back about a year ago. He's popping off again, and Granky's been around forever. I talked about my history of him in the previous stream, so I'm not gonna go into that again. So let's hop into the matchup here. First off, this Rotom's really difficult for Granky to break. I mean, it's not a he just doesn't have a great way to break it, honestly. Like maybe SD Crunch from Lucario or Banded Flare Blitz. And on that note, Banded Flare Blitz from Entei is very scary. The only one that really wants to take it on is Arcanine. I guess Crest can switch in, but it's gonna be taking a lot of damage and be very pressured. But on the other hand, about being hard to break, Granky's Zapdos is a huge pain here for Clyde. But honestly, this is a pretty bulky matchup. I'm noticing Clyde's Crest is also a huge problem for Granky. I think this is going to be probably a longer game. Both sides have really good defensive checks into each other. I don't know. It's not too much to say. Like, it's pretty basic here, but man, we can give the slight edge to Clyde. I do see Lucario can do work if he can chip the Roam and the Crest a bit. So we'll see if that works out. But also, a fast, like, Intimidating Arcanine can kind of neutralize that. Albeit, Entei can just run like special like Aura Spear, Dark Pulse, Vacuum Wave. I could see that working pro. In fact, that's probably its better set, and I'm thinking more. Probably needs to be special Lucario, so maybe that could be Granky's key to really breaking down this defensive core. Okay, let's get into the I see like half the viewers left because I was doing that. That's fine. Anyway, we see Drapion on the left and Mamoswine on the right. So Mamoswine, we just go quick Earthquake into the Drapion, expecting a taunt probably. Knock off on the Skarmory, getting off the lefties, and Skarmory's could get a hazard, right? If Skarmory's could get rocks up here, Mamoswine's could get rocks up for him as well. And Whirlwind is going to bring this Lucario. Lucario's going to switch out, but doesn't want to take too much damage early, as it is one of the win cons. In comes Starmie on the Drillbite, takes a bit of chip. And Starmie's going to serve, doing 58. Is this Drapion Scarf? It is. Crunch is going to knock out the Starmie. Lucario is going to come in again, and now it's probably it's Swords Dance. It is physical. I don't know if I love physical Lucario here, but that's what's happening. Close combat is gonna knock out the freaking Skarmory here, but if it was special, it may could have knocked out Aura Spear, and then now it's forced out because it's got the freaking Intimidate. Anyway, Toxic on the Zapdos is good. It's a pretty fast Arcanine that makes sense. Probably wants to outspeed the Lucario. Discharge, it could get power on the road. I mean, it does. Heat Wave's going to do good chip. But it's a rest chest. I assume Chesto. Yeah, Chesto Rotom. And Rotom's just going to quick Shallow Ball as it gets Toxic. And it's just spammers, but Shallow Ball with the Toxic is going to continue chipping. And the Spidef Drop does mean the next one will KO after Toxic, even if it Roost. Yeah, it's going to Roost, but it won't matter here. Yeah, Shallow Ball will KO after the Toxic damage. Anyway, Dusknoir comes in. It's Shadow Sneak, and that crit probably mattered on the Rotom. My god. That's really unfortunate. And that Shadow Ball with a ton of damage to Dusknoir too, yeah. Arcanine comes in, and it's just going to Morning Sun up. Entei does get Stone Edge though, so you have to be respectful of that. Arcanine's get Toxic, but sure is... Oh, Entei's just going to quick Roar. Okay, gain the Crest. He's going to Psychic, but that's going to bounce off the Entei as, obviously Crest is not very strong. He's going to Roar out again, get damage on the Drapion. Rocks chip, and Drapion is faster than Entei because we know it's Scarf, so Earthquake is going to not get knocked out, actually. So Entei's going to Roar, bringing the Float Soul, revealing the last Pokemon as Entei goes down. And Float Soul is actually looking very strong here. And Dusknoir's going to come in, forcing in the Drapion Gecko Clueless that will land, so Drapion will go down. And Then Shell Sneak. He's going to hit that for some damage. Toxic is a one-berry Dusknoir, interesting, but he doesn't seem to be packing Earthquake, so because they would have definitely clicked it there if it had it. Morning Sun of the Arcanine, but does this Arcanine just solo the end game? Maybe not. Cresselli's going to come in on the Earthquake. Pretty obvious play. Out it goes. Dusknoir comes in. What is Crest going to click? Psychic does. Obviously, it's a decent chip because we know it's not lefties on a Dusknoir. Pursue is going to do a little bit here, but not a ton. And Arcanine is going to get off the Intimidate. Toxic on the Dusknoir as it pain splits, so it gets a little bit of health back, but like Arcanine can just Morning Sun this off, and I assume it will. Just get Morning Sun this off, and what can Mailstorm do to Crest? I guess he can double to Lucario, but oh no, and he calls that and just runs the flare. Was the flare? I mean, I guess he got speeds anyway, and that's probably the end of the game if Lucario is going down because now Arcanine speeds, and Arcanine can just clean up this end game. Yeah, I mean, sure, Dusknoir, but Dusknoir is toxic. It always loses this 1v1. Sounds like that's going to do nothing. Yeah, Morning Sun, it does not matter. Shadow's going to get, but again, Flare was just going to do a ton, and Toxic will knock it out. So a ton of work done by this Arcanine here. Absolutely, like, walling Branky's entire team, pretty much. I mean, as I said, like, this is a very defensive matchup, and Clyde's team just does have really good checks for everything. I will not too much maybe, but Resto Chesto is obviously pretty good on Rotom into Zapdos, so it makes a lot of sense. Scarf Drapion, I get it for here because it takes the E-Speed from Lucario and knocks out of Earthquake. I don't know if I love this Dusknoir set. It's so passive. It's so passive. I feel like it's not great into stuff, especially when things can rest like like a Cresselia can. You do like no damage to it. Everything else looks pretty standard. You know, it's fine. Knockoff of Mailstone is kind of interesting in this gen, but it makes sense here. I do think Lucario probably should be running a specialist set. I don't think this is going to make a lot of sense here. Yeah, good win from Clyde. Unfortunately, I think that knocks Granky out of the tournament. So on to the next one. Let's pull it up. We have... Okay, so we have... yep, Nathan is here. We have Nathan versus Void of Darkness. So, yeah, two player. I think Nathan already playing. I don't know if Void's playing game. I know Nathan won his first game. So let's go straight into matchup. Infernape is pretty solid here. Rotom's an okay check to it. Tentacruel's an okay check to it. Poliwrath, but like those all get worn down unless the Rotom is rest, which obviously it can be. I mean, Rotom can run rest very easily. But on the Void of Darkness's side, this Aerodactyl is very frightening. Only great response to it is Donphan, and Donphan does get worn down over time, especially with Skarmory spikes, because Donphan's gonna have to keep coming in to spin those. I will say though the rocks from Nathan's side with Donphan are gonna be very helpful here for that arrow, since Spiritomb does kind of just sit on Tentacruel all day. And then honestly, the Magneton on Nathan's side looks pretty good. I think a Scarf Magneton gonna be pretty solid here for forcing damage. The Snorlax is pretty scary as always. It's a Snorlax. Yes, it can break through it, but you can't let it get too many curses or else close combat won't do enough. And there's not a ton of counterplay on the Nathan's team for that Snorlax. Outside, like, I guess Willow, Taunt, Spiritomb maybe. That's probably a pretty good check to it. But yeah. Overall, I think I lead Nathan just because Infernape is so insanely strong in this game. So let's get into it. Nathan versus Void. Magneton lead versus Tentacruel. Tentacruel's going to Toxic Spike. Magneton's just going to knock it out with Thunderbolt. In comes Aerodactyl. We know that the Magneton's not Scarf, so that's pretty free. Aerodactyl's Earthquake is going to bounce off that Donphan. I mean, it's definitely not a boosting game. I mean, it's a physically defensive Donphan. Donphan's going to attempt to spin, but Rotom is going to block it. And out comes the Hydro Pump. Crest's not going to take too much damage. It's going to set up a screen. Ooh. Thunder Wave on the Skarmory. As Skarmory starts setting up a spike. Donphan is going to come out, but it's taking so much chip here. Even if the Citrus is taking a lot of damage. Spike, and then the Rotom can just come in here for free. There's nothing you can really do about it. He does have his rocks, but these hazards are going to really add up. Crest comes back in on the Rotom Shower Ball. That's going to do nothing. I mean, only even move to a KO without the light screen, so fair play. Reflect from Crest. What's he trying to set up with for this? Toxic from Espeon near the Crest, and Thunder Wave on the Espeon's obviously pretty big. Clicking Thunder Wave again, expecting a double, but Espeon's just got Heal Bell. Ooh, that's very smart. And then we can just switch out that spin on, or just click Psychic. As you'll probably get 2 again, but it's Crest gonna go well. 2 is go Crest is gonna light screen here, but Crest is gonna go down on this turn to Toxic. Except it's clicking Lunar Dance. Ooh, bringing the Donphan Gate Heal all the way up. And out comes the Rotom, but Donphan still can't spin. It's gonna Roar, I guess, but out comes Aerodactyl. Rotom is it gonna click Roar again? It probably does, right? Yeah, just Roar again because Aero doesn't frighten you. Scarm goes, I guess you just spam Roar here, nothing's really frightening it, right? And Rotom's gonna continue taking this Rocks chip, yeah. Espeon comes out now. White screen is still up, so Espeon can't do much, but he's just gonna probably Roar again, right? Yeah, I mean Rotom's taking half its health just from getting getting switching in and roaring out again. I don't get why he's doing this, but I get he doesn't want it to spin, but like you're letting your Rotom take way too much damage for nothing. Like, yes, you don't want to spin, I guess, but I don't know, man. I don't love it. Espeon comes out. Well, now if the white screen down, Espeon can actually attack this thing. The second's going to do a lot, but Roar will force it out, force it in our mind. Rotom's going to take another 12%. Oh, my God. Is this thing rest here? Just fires with a Hydro Pump. Rotom's going to switch. I mean, it's going to come in with very little health left. And Gyara's just good Waterfall doing 36. Sceptile is going to come out on the Snorlax. What Snorlax is going to do? Snorlax is going to rest, okay?
Which game are you watching? Fidgety?
Oh, yeah. 1 second. I am watching Nathan versus Void. Let me...
Jonas.
Wait. Who just joined the call? I can't see.
Geronis.
Oh, Jonas, hey. Yeah, so this is Nathan versus Void of Darkness. This is, I believe Nathan won his first Pools game, so if he wins this, he will move on. And also, I mentioned it the first time we watched this game, but he was one of our prize pool contributors, so big shout out for that.
Nice, nice.
Oh, yep. For some reason, there we go. For some reason, I couldn't hear you. That should be better.
Oh, okay. It might be on my...
No, it's on my end. I had my settings messed up. Anyway, Skarm's just gonna break this sub, but this Leech Seed is doing a lot of work here. I mean, and the Skarm is taking Brave Board recoil on top of it. I mean, being poisoned is hurting stuff, but it's getting more health back anyway. I assume maybe he's gonna try and stall it out of Roost. Not sure. Yeah, we do see here more Brave Birds. Yeah, in comes the Gyarados now. And out comes the Rotom. It's going to announce this Waterfall. Is it like a Scarf Gyarados? No, but the Stone Edge miss. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to pause it so I can see if I can fix my settings. Oh no. Alright, we're good now. We're good now. Cool. Just making sure. Okay. Gyarados is just going to click Dragon Dance here. So it's good.
Are you able to stream in
oh sure, yes.
Discord as well, so I can follow it at the same time?
Oh sure, yeah, it makes more sense. People watching me do things live tab because I am not smart. The problem is I think I'm gonna have to reshare every time. That's fine. That's fine.
Hopefully this doesn't crash your stream or something.
I think it'll be fine. Anyway, so you see now you can watch this table without the delay. Yeah, so return, knock out the Gyarados. Yeah, it's looking very good for Nathan. Nathan's kind of got this locked up. I think Magneton's just going to clean up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very clean win. I mean, I guess it must be no speed. Magneton is a speed type. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that it did 31 was like...
Yeah.
From a Psychic, it took like no damage, which is...
That's true. Yeah, Magneton's pretty frail normally, yeah. So a good win for Nathan here. I really like the Roar spamming in the mid game. I think that was very smart, just forcing the Rotom to continually take chip over and over if he wanted to block the spin. That Rotom took like 80% from rocks just from repeatedly getting roared out.
I mean, the fact that winning with that many hazards up is pretty
Yeah, without even spinning
wild.
it. Yeah, that's really impressive, honestly. Like, you do not see that very often. Usually if you see all these hazards, it's game over. Very good Sceptile set, albeit if this was like Liquidoo's Tentacruel, it was still alive. The Sceptile was completely useless. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever.
I mean, it worked, I guess. But that's good. Move Nathan on to brackets. I believe that's Void's first game, so that's his. He's 0-1 now. We can still make it in. Yeah, nothing too crazy on the prep side. I think on your side, just a pretty clean win here. Okay, I guess I'll pull up the next matchup. I don't know if I need to. I'm probably gonna shit. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do it each time. That's unfortunate. It's okay though. There we go. I'm gonna pull up this one. Okay, so here we are. So let's pull up matchup 19. And Nucha, I don't know if Nucha's still in chat. I know earlier they said they were here and because their game was coming up. So if you're here, Nucha, I hope you can see it now. If not, you'll probably see the VOD. Anyway, we see Ornn versus Nucha. I think Ornn already played his first game, so I believe he's 1-0 right now. And I don't remember if we've seen a Nucha game yet. So, looking at the matchup here, I mean, this Raiko's pretty strong if you can wear down the Shaman.
Nucha has played 2 so far.
Oh, Nucha's played 2.
So,
Oh,
I don't know if
this.
I don't know how far you're in.
This is like the 59th game, so I don't know if we've seen his other games yet on stream.
Yeah, it's
Pretty sure we always saw an Ornn game on stream is also what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I'm just going slow. I can't keep up. It's too big games, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna do 384 games in a week and a half. That's insane. But anyway, yeah, looking here, I really like the Starmie on Nutrus. I mean, Spadef Spiritomb is pretty obvious here to Shaman Starmie, but like, if you run with Colbur, you can get out on the pursuit the first time, and then you can wear it down, making it off a pain split. But it looks a little difficult to keep it healthy. Following up, this is like the first really good Mammal Swine matchup. Huh?
I think Nucha has to get hazards up and just went off of that somehow.
Yeah, this matchup's a bit rough.
Because it's not looking.
Mammal Swine's really strong here too. Like those. I mean, I guess it just. Yes, it's best when you get Glass Scores like Ice Fang, but Ice Shard probably still does a ton anyway. Like even for Yachi, this Mammal Swine looks incredibly frightening. Yeah, Nucha doesn't have great ways to make progress here. I guess Shaman helps, but like, I don't know, it's rough. Nucha was 1-0 before this. Thank you, SB in chat. I appreciate it. So I believe they're both 1-0 going into this then.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so winner does guarantee a bracket slot. Loser has to fight in their last game for their tournament life. I guess we can get into the game itself then. And I have to share that tab now. There's a pain in the butt. Let's go. Oh, and change stream. People see me do this live because I have this all in one window because I am lazy. Anyway, here we are.
Arc can pressure a lot as well.
Yeah, Arc's very good here. Ornn on the left. So we see Primate leading into the Glass Score. Just get a U-turn, right?
I didn't expect bringing Primate at all.
Yeah, I didn't hear. Anyway, Mammal's gonna taunt, so Mammal can't rocks here, and then it's gonna take 20% from U-turn. Just got Earthquake, okay. Life Orb, but I feel like you just click the ice move there. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Shaman's good Seed Flare, it's good. Skarmy's good dodge, which is pretty big because that means it's not getting like a drop. Hidden Power's good hurt the. Oh, never mind. That's like that. Spadef Skarm. Okay, yeah, that's gonna do nothing then. In comes the Starmie. Skarm's just gonna roost up. Spiritomb, very obvious switching.
Dark resist berry or specs?
Or just a crit or Life Orb, and that's wow. That is that crit is very unfortunate. Oh my god, Spiritomb was like the only Starmie check on this team. Wow. And it's Life Orb too, so we could have I guess we couldn't have Pursuit Tribe. We could have tried Sucker or Shadow Sneak it at least. Raiko going to come in, get up a summon Registeel, quick Calm Mind, but Registeel's obviously throwing Earthquake in this matchup like you always do. So lefties, yep.
No Magnet Rise.
Yeah,
Magnet Rise might have saved them there.
Magnet Rise is really good in this matchup, actually, looking at this. Like, on Gliscor and on Registeel. Yeah, I think that would have been very smart. And, like, what you need just T-Bolt HPIs here anyway. Starmie is going to spin.
String is not my favorite, but...
I mean, it worked. I've done it before. I never feel good about it, but I've done it before. And, oh, God. Well, that's the end of the game.
Has a scope lens.
Yes, Life Orb Starmie critting both specially defensive Pokemon with Hydro Pump. I mean, yeah, that's just the end of the game. Like, I don't see how Orin gets out of this. Oh my god. That's incredibly unfortunate. Now Shaman just goes berserk. Because the 2 checks to it are down. I mean, a Seed Flare. Doesn't he have, like, Mirror Coat? Never mind. Shaman is handled. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's something at least.
It matters for KOing this Mammo. But...
True, but, like, Ice Shard, it's Yachi, yeah. It's obviously Yachi here. Going hard, I don't really get the hard mammal there. I don't really get that play.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saving.
I know. In comes Raikou.
20%.
Yeah. Like, yes, you say, oh, you're scared of the Arcanine, but, like, Blastoise isn't going to stop at 20% anyway. Or, well, I guess at, like, 12 after the rock shit. Oh, and power on the Primeape. That's the end of the game. For sure. Yeah, Primeape's going to go down.
Let's go down. And then just win with.
So it was even Scarf Primeape because that was a speed tie. Wow. HP Ice. But Registeel just comes in here and it just wins the game because Blastoise is so well anyway. Yeah, so you do nothing. I mean, I guess T-Bolt crit full para, but, you know.
Nah, E-Speed just cleans up.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, Arcanine's probably packing E-Speed, yeah. So that was unfortunate. 2 Hydro Pump crits on the 2 special defensive Pokemon, but...
That... especially the one into... But yeah, he would have had more hazards up probably.
Yeah,
Spiritomb was the big one.
Spiritomb was huge. I'm losing to Spiritomb, but that was like the one thing I could check the Starmie in the first place. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And assuming the Spiritomb was lefties, I assume the Hydro Pump would not have... I mean, I don't know the role in the Hydro Pump, but probably might not have 2 Kyoto if it was lefties. I know, that's rough. But I guess that's Pokemon. So Nucho will advance to brackets, and Orn will be going into Game 3 needing to win it to move on. Okay, we have one more. Let's pull it up. And now, I need to get something early. A laptop is so slow. It's so bad. Wait. Switch back to that screen. So our final matchup for the stream is... Oh, no. Final matchup for the stream. Eventually, you'll... Fuck my computer. Holy shit. Please don't crash. Please, God, don't crash. Oh, shit. Man, the stream still seems to be... Never mind, I think my whole computer froze. Cool. Yeah, well, the stream still seems to be going at least, but I don't know. Oh, God. Guess I will just close this real quick. Fuck. Yeah, okay, that's really bad. That's unfortunate. Okay, we will just, quickly reopen Chrome. I am so sorry, everyone. Oh, my God, that it just was not happy with that. I'll fix everything later, but anyway. Okay. Okay,